Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. It's Lizzie the Lightworker here. How you guys doing? Today I'm bringing you a viewer's request and an update reading on Taurus Divine Female, Leo Divine Male. And guys, I'm going to start keeping these at every 6 weeks to 2 months. I feel like that's a good time. That's a good amount of time to go by, that things can happen, changes. Don't forget, we all have free will, so the readings don't always turn out exactly like they are, but I do feel very strongly that the messages will get to those that need them the most. So if you're clicking on this video, you're finding this video, there's going to be messages for you. I also am going to leave links in my description box for a twin flame separation support group that I started on Facebook. It's sort of a place to go to meet other twins in separation, talk, share your experiences. I put lots of stuff in the group to read. I like to start doing live readings in the group and the number grows a bit more. So something to check out. And I'll also leave a link in the description box for my private reading info. So let's get right into this with our Taurus Divine Female. Check on her energy here. Okay. So I feel like she could be a little bit sort of indulging in some things right now. Okay. I feel like she's sort of trying to make herself happy, but I also feel like in the past that she might have been really setting her ways and really stubborn about some things. Sort of fearful maybe of committing 100%. After looking at the way things happened here in this sort of union, I feel like, she might have had some difference of opinion moving forward into the future. I feel like right now she's just sort of like living it up and having a good time and trying to do the best she can to make herself happy. Okay. I don't know if there was any type of cheating involved here, okay, that broke this up or caused the separation or caused any kind of issue or problem, but I'm getting a little sense of that too. I also get a little sense of some control issues, okay? So of our Divine Female maybe working on those things or working on those fears or anxieties or, things like that. I feel like really deep down she would like to see sort of like a happy union, happy family type thing, but I feel like right now she's focusing on herself, having fun, sort of going out with her friends, meeting people, anything I feel like to take her mind off of this situation, because I do feel like there is a little bit of like a codependency type energy and a little bit of an obsessing type energy over this union, okay? Only because I feel like she's never met anybody like her twin before. She's never felt that intensity or that connection or that passionate or that sexual feeling draw, I want to say, magnetism, like she's ever felt for her twin, okay? But yeah, she's trying to forget about some of this stuff. She's trying to give herself a peace of mind, give herself a peace away from this, like make peace in her life. I just feel like that's what she feels like she needs to do. She's putting herself out there at this time. Anything that's going to sort of distract her or take away, any of those darker feelings that she may have been having in the past. So let's check on our Divine Male's energy. Okay. So I feel like he knows that this was the end. I feel like it really kind of hurt him, whether he expressed it or not. Because I feel like he may have not expressed that to her, okay? But I do feel like it sort of devastated him. I feel like with him, it was more so that he felt maybe rejected after time went on, okay? I feel like when this split up, it just might have been way too intense for the both of them. And he didn't realize it till after the fact that he was really sad and that, it sort of devastated him, made him depressed. It made him sort of feel like in this rock bottom way. He is sort of hanging on a little bit to this. It's not obsessively. It's more like, I don't know, sort of like a longing and wanting to sort of feel things out, okay? Like, I feel like he's open to her trying to communicate. He's sort of like still hanging on a little bit to that part of that, okay? But I do feel like, he's single. He's really on a path of just discovery, trying to just be himself, trying to just move on in life, be the best he can be. I feel like he's working on himself. He's working on the way he treats other people, the way he's giving, he's kind, he's all those things. I feel like he might even be doing something like charitable with people or charitable with his job or something like that. I feel like he's really good in the energy he's in. To me, this is saying sort of like he's really like a lot of people's go-to. He's like a go-to for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people depend on him, and a lot of people count on him for support, time, energy, maybe even money, okay? But I feel like that's where he's at. He's sort of, trying to just be this generous, kind, giving person. I feel like that makes him feel better about things. I feel like, maybe she was trying to teach him about that, not to be so giving. He may have been trying to teach her not to be so controlling or wanting of this, or maybe so codependent, but I feel like she's worked on that and he's worked on that. They've both worked on things. Definitely getting a sense of that. Yeah, to me this is saying soul searching. I do feel like he's looking for her. I feel like the tables have turned a little bit and he's looking for her. I do feel like he feels like he wants to make connection, but he has to settle some things. He's working on like his inner self, like his inner like intuitions and his inner guidances, and I do feel like he might be working on some educational things as well too. To me this is saying soul searching, and that might have been part of the cause of why they separated to begin with. A lot of soul searching needed to be done here, sort of looking for the answers, sort of looking for higher purpose, sort of like a lot of spiritual journey. Okay, so I do feel like he's working a little harder on his spiritual journey. She's working on more so just wanting to be distracted and have a good time and have fun, which could be sort of taking her away from her spiritual journey a little bit, but he's definitely on the right path to that. I do feel like he has acquired new knowledge. He has acquired new wisdom that he may want to share with her. He may try to contact her and be a completely different man from what she remembered. And she might not be really willing to do that right now or revisit that, because I do feel like she's just trying to, like I said, distract herself and have a good time and work and have fun and all those things. But yeah, he is going to be a totally different person. I feel like he may have gotten wisdom even from an older person or somebody that helped him a little bit with this. But yeah, definitely spiritual and definitely on that spiritual journey and definitely growing and finding things out and gaining knowledge. Okay, and the level of strength here, he's come into his inner strength. He has definitely come into being more strong and in touch with his emotions, and has definitely a healing aspect. Okay, so I feel like he's bringing in a healing aspect to our divine female now. Okay, it may have been opposite before, okay, or he may have done something to cause this separation or whatever the case may be, and her energy became a little bit darker after they split. And I feel like he is going to seek her out. He is going to try to find her, and he is going to bring in healing to her. She needs it, whether she realizes it or not. You might be in party mode and having fun and doing all these things and trying to distract yourself, but it's taking her away from what her true purpose is to find that happiness, to build a solid bond with her twin, and to possibly have something more or deeper or deepen the connection. He's going to bring a level of healing into her. I also feel like he has learned a lot of lessons. He might have even survived something kind of crazy that made him have a total 360 in life. Okay, but his strength has now become like infinite. Okay, that's why I feel like he's somebody that a lot of people lean on and go to. That might have drove her crazy in the past. If they were really close and she knew these things about him, that might have made her feel a little bit neglected or left out. Okay, that could be a little bit where the control issues I feel like were coming in. There's definitely some anxiety and some codependency issues here. May have not even been known up until this separation occurred and these things surfaced in her, because that's what happens. Our twin reflects us the things that are deeply, deeply hurt and that need fixing. So I feel like that is what he's bringing into her, a level of healing, and he is going to seek her out to do that. That is part of the contract. I solely believe that is part of the contract here between the two of them. Okay. And we're not meant to know 100% what's going to happen here between the two of these people, okay? It's like this is yet to be found out, yet to know. We're not meant to know right now, okay? There's energies that are working with these two people to increase their level of sort of knowing, sort of telepathy, I want to say. Sort of like their inner knowing, their inner gut, their inner knowledge, their inner intuition. Like those things are being at work. There's energies trying to help both of them right now, divine, find and keep that gut instinct, that intuition, the intuitive. I also feel like balance between masculine and feminine energies for both sides here. Okay, I feel like our divine female needs to balance her energies, divine not divine, masculine and feminine. We all have both, and he has to, sort of learn to balance those energies, masculine and feminine. He's a little bit further down the line now than she is now, okay? But yeah, there's some things that also need to come out. I feel like there's some secrets here, or some feelings that were not let out or exposed or said or dealt with, okay? So there could be some of that going on that needs to be dealt with. And I feel like he may bring that out of his divine female. He may help her with that, okay? And she might help him with that. So definitely part of the contract, I'm feeling like these are definitely things that are set. When we decide how and when and why and where we're going to meet our twin and what we're going to do, it's all like written out before we reincarnate here. Before we choose to come back, and where and when we're going to meet our twin and how it's going to go and when we're going to separate and how many times we're going to separate and the ages we're going to be. I thoroughly believe that that's all part of this, okay? And I feel like this is all part of the contract, okay? So when they first met, the energy could have been completely different. If you guys go back and watch that reading, you can access that in my playlists. I'm curious to see if this was reversed, like different energies, like she may have been doing the healing for him or helping him or longing for him and he walked away. Sometimes that happens. And then he has now had time. He's had time to sort of like sort through things. But yeah, a little bit more to be revealed yet. It's not meant to be known yet. There is definitely some things though that I feel like are going to come to surface with the two of them. Deep sort of seated things that will come to the surface. And I feel like that's her and that's him going to be the one to heal those things or help her recognize those things and help her heal those things. I do believe that. Okay. And again, these are things that we often don't want to face, okay? So I feel like if in the past this is what split them up and it was an issue, it's because neither wants to face what's dark about themselves or what needs attention or what needs healing or what needs to be fixed. We don't want to hear it. We will become defensive. Our ego makes us this way, okay? We are not really born with ego. Ego is an acquired thing through life, the way we watch, the way we grew up, the way we're programmed, the way our parents are, our family members. So ego is going to be a little bit brutal here, okay? I don't want to hear that I'm bad. I don't want to hear that I need healing. I don't want to hear I have codependency issues. I don't want to hear that I got addiction issues or issues with sexuality or issues with promiscuity. All those things. Like, I'm just saying those are some examples. I'm not saying it has to be exactly this. Remember, guys, keep what resonates, toss what doesn't. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm feeling like this too could be multiple separations. This is coming out a lot lately, guys, that we don't just have one separation. We can have multiple separations. It's all for us to grow and learn and shed ego and heal so we could be our ultimate selves to be together with our twin. Okay? So let's get one angel card that I pulled prior, and it'll sort of tie this reading up, and we'll see what this says. So the angel of challenges, I mean, yeah, this really fits here. Okay, especially with this card. Looks like challenges. So there will be more challenges here, okay? There will be more work that needs to be done. And I feel like jumping to conclusions or taking things the wrong way or the need to be right could have a lot to do with the way this will go. But I feel like, again, like I said, there could be multiple separations here. And if this played out prior to the separation, this is sort of the tone that was taken or the tone that was left with the separation when they started to go into their different ways here. Sort of like this feeling under attack. I feel like that's more maybe our divine female, or our divine male could have felt that a little bit too, but in different ways. I feel like she may have felt under attack. Not ready to face these things, okay? Like I said, she's in an energy where she's sort of trying to distract herself. Now, guys, I will say too, these can absolutely read in reverse. You could be a female Taurus and see this and say, well, I feel more like the Leo, and the Leo could say, well, I watched this and that's more my divine partner. It could definitely read like that, okay? You don't have to ask for a separate reading. Whatever resonates, keep, please, because the messages are channeled in here from spirit or what you need to know, what you need to hear. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to check my description box, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Love and light.